Hey, look, at the end of the day, just about every vehicle that goes up on the hoist is going to get a free inspection. And we've got a few interesting things here to have a look at and discuss in general, for most vehicles in general, and particularly the 1KD 120 Prado. So we're going to run through a few things here. He's brought it in with the bash plates off, which is good. It's in for other work, but it's up on the hoist, getting those few things changed over. So we thought we'll spend about 5 minutes and quickly run through the problems with this vehicle. Now, off the top of my head, I can't remember the kilometres, but it's around the 200,000k mark, right? It's probably about an 07. I can't remember the year, but I can see a few problems that are worth discussing. So here we go. Okay, tyres. You can see they're pretty trashed. They're pretty old. I'm not going to bother looking at the dates. You can see a stamp on it. It's got the week and year it was manufactured. But see the inside edge, how it's really badly feathered off. I don't know how well you can tell that in the camera. Try and hold it still and show you, right? Feathered off on the inside. Let's have a look at the other side as a comparison. Doesn't look the same, quite the same, so it might not just be wheel alignment. So we'll run through it. We're not going to check and see what it is on this vehicle in the video. We're just going to run through a few of the things that it could be. Now, so if that's wearing like that, there's a good chance it could have some toe out on the wheel alignment, or it could have flogged suspension, the struts, the wheels bouncing around, could have a flogged inner ball joint, inner rack end, right? So this is the tie rod end. This shaft here goes in and connects to a ball inside that boot to the rack that allows it to move up and down. That is the inner rack end. Sometimes they get a bit of play in them. It could have a flogged wheel bearing, and play in the wheel bearing could be a contributor. There's not much else there. Let's have a look at the bushes. The bushes could be flogged, and it could be moving around a lot. So, oh, there's a redback. Hey, look at that, and he's killed a bug. There you go. See what I mean about cleaning cars? Spray some bifenthrin on them every now and then. Can you look at that? So that redback, I walk around, I get my head in these cobwebs here. Crawls down my head, bites me on the back of the neck. I could be dead, mate. Have a look at that, eh? Yeah, there you go. The redback video. Might get rid of him, mate. What do you think? Anyway, yeah, I'm not a fan of spiders. Give him a poke around and he ran away. So he's up there somewhere. We've got the bit of cobwebs hanging down. Got rid of his breakfast, so he'll have to find some more. Okay. Steering rack boots, the usual sweats on them. Look, to be honest, not too worried about that. Racks are expensive. Just keep an eye on your power steering level. If it gets ridiculous, then you're going to have to do something about it. Same as you can have vane pumps leaking from the vane pump into the sump, so you won't see that. This oil here looks like the, so you've got the vane pump and the vacuum pump. The vacuum pump, from memory, I think that's the one on the front is the vacuum, or is that power steering? I can't, you know, I'll be honest, I always mix them. I've got to learn. Power steering's on the back. So vane pump, that's your vacuum pump. Air, whatever, sorry, your vacuum pump, yeah, the air, you know, vacuum, that's that one on the front there. The one on the back's your vane pump for the power steering, okay? And there's O-rings on those, and that's why I see all that oil. So the power steering vane pump O-ring up there, that's what all this mess is about. So I don't think you've got a leaking crank seal, because they don't leak. The O-ring on the crank shaft sensor over there, a bit of oil on that. So this thing could do with a good cleanup, and it's probably had a bit of a lack of oil changes for all this to be happening, because it is unusual, even at 15 years and 200,000 Ks or whatever. It's got old flog suspension, needs to be replaced, okay? I was looking at, that's what I was looking at. I was trying to look at the lower arm bushes. Let me have a look. Where's he going? Are you up there, mate? Yeah, good. No, you stay wherever you belong, right? Okay. So the arms, that's what I was looking at. I'm trying to look at the arms till I got distracted. Okay, where are we? No, they're pretty good. So they're not the cause of the tyre wear, okay? That's where we were. Yeah, I've sort of picked up where we were. Radiator, yep, that's been replaced, looks good. This was one that was pretty badly corroded, unusually corroded. Yeah, suspension long overdue. Some people are asking about that top ball joint. Yep, that one's pretty normal, and this one's got some on it. That's fine, no issues there with that. It's pretty normal. Let's just get away from this redback fruit, move back. Transmission looks good. Check for bolts missing, in case there's any bolts missing. We'll have a bit of a look later. But yeah, earlier when I was doing some stuff, this guard here, that wasn't clipped in. It was right out here, you know, nearly hitting the tail shaft up here. So clip that back in. Don't know why that was out. It's got the big exhaust on it, so it's going to reduce the life of the turbo by over boosting. But you get that, right? And obviously you can see the hit marks where it hits. Knock, knock, knock every now and then. See middle of the picture, yeah? So you're going to get that as well. So now that we're at the back with some more redbacks probably, let's just have a look. Rear fuel tank guard looks all right. Usual sort of corrosion. Maybe, you know, if it's done more Ks, maybe they wound it back or something. Happens all the time, you know. Depends where you buy the car from. It's got the roar in the back. That's a pretty rough ride. I wouldn't, you know, go there personally, but let's not talk about it. We try and stay positive. Rear pad's got about 40% left. Just a bit of an idea of an inspection. Right, rear tyres need to go on the front because they're in a lot better condition. They'll you know, work a lot better. Yeah, so it needs a couple of tyres or some tyre rotations, long overdue. Fuel filler has been replaced. Funnily enough, I think you know what's going on. I think you got me figured out now, don't you? Anyway, yep, nothing else to see here really. Old flog suspension, redbacks. This oil here, okay, let's just go near that redback area again. Bottom of the turbo, a little bit of wetness, don't worry about it. But oil there, okay. Maybe the plug, right? Right, maybe the plug there. Right, so maybe, could be old, needs a clean up. It's not bad enough, it's not, probably not a rear main, needs a good clean up before you do anything. Engine mounts could probably do with some replacing. They're not too bad, but you know, there they are, they definitely haven't been replaced. Oh, look, I'd say someone's replaced this lower arm. That's why the bushes don't look too bad. It's probably an aftermarket arm because Toyota boots don't go like that. So I'd say that's an aftermarket job. And that's where, you know, the old poor man pays twice. You know, we only supply genuine, right? You can go get bushes and arms and whatever you want. Where no coincidence, right? Both sides, there you go. And look, depends if that's completely flogged out, unusual, but that could be, you know, contributing to the tyres. So anyway, we're going to check out the play and the wheel bearings play. We'll let the customer know what it needs, but it's not here for a service or inspection. It's here for other work. But we'll just give him a heads up on what else, a few things need to be done. Hope you enjoyed the redback video. We'll call it the redback inspection or something like that, yeah. The most dangerous thing I found on the vehicle, the redback. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Bada bing, bada boom. See ya.